Hey guys. I usually look way more prepared than this when I go live, but I need to release what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. It's not what I'm thinking, it's what I'm getting from the Lord, and I'm going to release this out because I usually keep it to myself on my whiteboard until the Lord tells me to release it. I felt like a stirring in my stomach earlier, and so that's usually when I start feeling like I'm gonna be sick or something like that. I know that the Lord's fixing to have me say something hard or give me an impression or something like that. So I just want to go on here. Last year in 2023, the Lord started speaking to me about it being it is time. It's time. And in 2023, the Lord started speaking to me about death. Death in because 23 represents death, and it was a death upon America. And then when the during this time frame, I was outside one day, and the Holy Spirit, I was out, and I was talking to the Holy Spirit, and and I was asking him, Lord, like, what do you want to say to me today? What are you saying today? And so this was July 20th of 2023. This is when this happened. And I immediately had a vision, and I saw Trump standing, and then I saw a gun being shot, and then I heard the word attempted, and I knew that he would not die. And so it surprised me. It did, but I came in and I wrote it on my board, and I underlined attempted twice. And for some reason that is standing out to me in the spirit when that I underlined attempted twice. And so I'm having to process that with the Lord. But then before all of this, before I asked him what happened, the Lord was also talking to me in 2023 about Pennsylvania, and specifically he was talking to me about the birthplace of America in Philadelphia. And he was talking to me about how the war in Germantown in that area was specifically like how it won, and how the battle was fought, and how there was a fog in the air. And I felt that the Lord was saying that a fog was coming over America. And when the bridge collapsed, the Francis Key Bridge when it collapsed, that, and the creator, or like who that bridge is named after, he is the creator of the song The Star-Spangled Banner. And immediately in my spirit I heard collapse of the American dream. It started the collapse of the American dream. Also in 2023, when the Lord was speaking to me about the spirit of death over America, I was hearing the dark ages. I was hearing dark times coming. And so I was keeping track of that. And you can see my board here that I write stuff down. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the other side, but the Lord was speaking specifically the dark ages to me, and dark times coming into America. And the Lord also was speaking to me about an east wind of judgment. He had me in Jeremiah 18 and 19 and was saying there is an east wind of judgment that is coming to America, and it will be on, an east wind is a wind of destruction, it's a wind of judgment. And so the Lord, when this happened yesterday, it's setting into motion. You see what I'm saying? It's all setting into motion everything that the Lord has been speaking to me, and I don't want to add anything or take away. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm releasing, like, specifically that there is a judgment coming upon America. And and when I'm just going to close my eyes for a second, so I'm not seeing myself, I'm not seeing who's on, and I can just process this. I saw when that happened with Trump. I had seen that previously a year, and the Lord said it would be attempted, that he would not die, and he did not. And then when you look up specifically where they were at, the word meridian comes up. Meridian stood out to me because meridian will separate the north from the south, okay? That's what that word means. It's a circle and it goes around and it's going to separate from the North Pole to the South Pole. It's going to separate the north from the south. In 2023, and I believe it was April, the Lord specifically had me go to the Civil War battlefield in Chickamauga, Georgia, where I live, and pray on that field against a coming civil war in America. All right? And so specifically to pray against the disunity in the nation. And the Lord was saying that you must be united. Okay, so when this took place with Trump, when this happened, I was in 1 Kings and 2 Kings. And then in those books, a civil war takes place. Okay, do you understand the connection in this? A civil war took place. And this just happened with Trump. Okay, as soon as it was released, these are the books I'm in. And so the connection of the Lord already had me at the beginning of the year on a civil war battlefield. And then as soon as this happened with Trump, I am in the book of 1 Kings and 2 Kings, and a civil war took place, a civil war took place in these books. And then the Lord already had me to release that about Trump in January in 1/11/24, because a reporter was heard on a hot mic talking about an assassination of Trump. Immediately the Lord said, tell them to pray. Tell them to pray. Tell them what I told you. So I released it then. And then when this happened with Trump, and I was in 1st and 2nd Kings, and the Spirit of the Lord said, civil war. It was in the 1st and 2nd Kings. It's happened. The shot was fired. It's like initiated. The Lord had already had civil war on me. It was already on my board. It was already there. And so when the name of the shooter came forth, I take his name, I put it into Facebook, because we're all just reading and seeing what pops up, sees the article. What popped up was 2 previous prophetic words from Perry Stone. The word civil war was in this prophetic word that he released in 2016. Immediately, civil war was in my spirit. When that shot was fired, it ignited something across America. I see when I looked up and it said, when I was sent a picture and you look up where the guy was stationed and it said Meridian. Meridian stood out to me. Meridian divides the north from the south, okay, from the North Pole and the South Pole. That is what I saw in my spirit. The Lord has already been talking to me about dark ages, dark times coming to America. He was already had me in Pennsylvania. He already was telling me a fog was coming. He already was telling me an east wind of judgment is coming upon America. I am releasing this from my spirit because I have it all out. I have released it, I think some of it in part, and some of my teachings and stuff at the end. But I'm just going Facebook Live. I'm releasing what's in my spirit. People need to pray, because also in 1 Kings and 2 Kings with the Civil War, there previously was a united kingdom, and then it became split. And it became split. And it became split from, Israel and Judah, okay? And that is exactly what I'm seeing that's going to be that's in America, split. Okay? The north and the south. Okay? That is exactly how the Lord has already been speaking that to me. So we have to pray against that. The dark ages, the Lord was speaking that to me and then when the bridge fell that one time, and I heard the collapse of the American dream, that is when I heard when that Francis Key Scott bridge fell. And so I feel in my spirit that what took place with Trump has activated this collapse. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I feel like that has activated. And I feel like the church as a whole has got to get out of the normal Sunday routine, boxed in religion, because what is coming to America is that's not going to suffice. You're not going to make it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to need more of the Holy Spirit during that time. And during the time of if you look up of the history of the dark times of the church, this is when the Reformation, the revolution of the church started taking place. If you look in history, because the Lord has also been saying history to me, history, look back in history about what has taken place, because there's nothing new under the sun. It's going to repeat, and it's going to, it's like it cycles through. There's nothing, and the Lord was like pounding like history. And so if you look back at the history of that, of the formation of like the Reformation and all that, the church was in a dark time then. The church was in a dark age, and they came in and there was a Reformation, almost like a revolution. And the Lord already had me in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. And so it's almost like I see a new revolution coming across America. You get what I'm saying? There's going to be this, and I'm not trying to like instill just fear and panic, but during this dark time, there's going to be a dark time, but there's also going to be this new revolution that's going to spark across America that you're going to see take place. It's going to be a new revolution, and it's not going to be the same as it was before. There's a reformation. It's a reformation in the church has to take place to be able to withstand the judgment that is coming to America. So that's heavy, right? It's heavy. But I have to release it. I had to, because we have to make sure that the church, are standing, that we are in the plumb line of God. You get what I'm saying? That we are in the plumb line of God. We have to make sure of that. We have to. And so there's a lot. I keep looking at my board because I have to get this out. And this is why you see people, this is why you're seeing people learning how to, all of a sudden in their spirit, they're seeing like, well, why do I want to know how to make bread? Why do I want to know how to make bread? Why do I want to know how to, why am I feeling like to pull away from this? Why am I feeling like I need to disconnect from this and go do something that I've never done before? Why am I feeling like I need to learn how to garden? Why am I feeling like I need to build a community? Why am I feeling like I got to sell my house? Why am I feeling like I got to buy land? Why am I feeling this? Because you are feeling what is taking place in the spirit. You're feeling what you are feeling. He is preparing. That's what that is. When you feel those little spurs of what is that? What is that? That's the unction of the Holy Spirit guiding you and preparing you, because everybody has been talking, a collapse is coming, a collapse is coming, a collapse is coming. Everybody's been saying that, but you have to be prepared for when it does come. And so you have people like me, and I am so thankful. I mean, honestly, I thank the Lord that I do not have hundreds and thousands of people that listen to me. I mean, because the warfare that comes with that is, crazy. Lord bless those people that you give these huge platforms. But then you also have people like me who are smaller, and who are releasing stuff, and who are saying stuff, and it's almost like nobody fully hears you because you don't have that following. You get what I'm saying? And I'm thank the Lord that I don't have that following. Y'all know, like, y'all people understand, y'all that in their church or whatever. But it's these people. I see these people that nobody's ever heard from before are the ones that are just being like, feeling like they have to like vomit this stuff out, that, and it's the people, and everybody's like, well, why didn't he speak it to these bigger people that have the bigger platform and stuff? I don't know. I have no idea. But what I feel like the Lord is doing is he's specifically, all the, like I like to call them, like the minor prophets over America and stuff like that, is who the Lord is really like pushing in and pushing words into right now. Specifically, like just the people, like the minor prophets is a good word, because you had like the major prophets, and it doesn't mean like major and minor. That's not meaning like one is more powerful and one is not. Just one has, the major has like more stuff. He's has more, they had more written stuff in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? That was why they were called major and minor. And so it's just, church has got to pray. And I really need in my life people that are also hearing for America, that are also feeling stuff to release, because where we're going, what's happening in the spirit, you're going to need that. We're going to need that community, that governmental structure of unity and community in people. And so, yeah, I just had to release that. And so specifically that when that bridge fell, also I heard the collapse of the American dream. And I do feel that, hang on. Yeah, that's good, Angela. I do feel what happened with Trump has set into motion. And I also feel that, when I underlined attempted twice, that really stood out to me. And, I really feel that we need to pray, continue to pray, and to continue to intercede for this man, because, they want him dead. And this isn't, guys, this is not just this is just like the Israelites, where they think that this is a political issue, okay? And they think this is a political issue, and political, and a political answer is what they need. That is not what this is. This is not a political issue. Do you understand? This is a spiritual issue. The enemy wants him dead. The enemy wants division. The enemy wants disunity. The enemy does not want us to be a United States, okay? The enemy, just like, look in history. Look in history. Look in the books. Read the older, get into the Old Testament. Read the history. Israelites, they were a united kingdom, and then they became split. And then what happened to their land? It was taken. Israel's land was given to the Assyrians, and then Judah's land was given as a Babylonian takeover. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you see what plays out in history if you are not united? Yes, a united church as well, because that's why you have all these denominations. That is correct. You have all these people that are saying, well, they don't think the way I think, so we're just going to go out and we're just going to make our own church. There has to be a unity. It's under one spirit. There is one Holy Spirit, all right? It is not like it's not like he's coming in and doing totally separate things for different denominations. It is one spirit, and he has one job and one assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But if you look in history, you will see, and that's what and all that. And the Lord had me in Jeremiah 18 and, yeah, let me see, make sure. Yeah, Jeremiah 18 and 19, and if you just look at the history, and so that is all I'm going to say. Love you guys. Please share this if you don't mind. Pray, intercede. Love you guys.